The Great Depression began in 1929 with the stock market crash. It brought a new level of despair that plagued the country until World War II. Citizens of the United States were forced to live in horrible conditions. The unemployment rate peaked in 1932 and 1933 when the overall level exceeded 25%. The economy was in terrible shape, much worse than it is today. Most could not find work, and without work, families could not support themselves. As you can see, people were not out for charity. They simply wanted work so they could provide for their families. Many men chose to leave their hometowns and look for work elsewhere. However, there weren't any jobs to be found in these other places.
Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower up to the sun.
Because so many were out of work, they could not afford their homes. People were forced to live in shacks. Groups of people built their shacks in the same area. These were called Hoovervilles. They were named for President Herbert Hoover. Many blamed him for the dire economic conditions.
Once in khaki suits, gee, we looked swell, full of that Yankee doodly-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember? They called me Al. It was Al all the time.
People had no food. Without jobs, they couldn't afford to buy food for themselves. They had to stand in line in order to feed themselves and their families. These lines were awfully long, but there was no other way.
Once in khaki suits, ah, gee, we looked swell, full of that Yankee doodly-dum. 500,000 boots.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected in 1932. He changed the face of America. And although it took another 8 years to rebound, things began to change for the better. He implemented new policies to create employment, save the banks, and prevent something like the Depression from ever happening again.
Hey, don't you remember? I'm your pal, buddy, can you spare